Hey there, happy Thursday, everyone. Today I'm going to take a look at a couple things. Both of them focus on how we look at and perceive people in positions of power or authority over us. Specifically, the first one has to deal with chaplains in the military, specifically I think, is the chaplain corps U.S. Army only? I mean, it's probably service wide, but the first one involves the chaplain corps in the U.S. military, and the second one uh, is about mothers. And it's kind of interesting that the mother one comes from a Gulf country, from the UAE. So first, we'll take a look at this first one, which is the Secretary of War Pete Hegseth announcing some changes to the chaplain corps. So let's go ahead and take a look.
And today, as I reported to you in
Go a little louder.
as I reported to you in December, in previous administrations, our chaplain corps was infected by political correctness and secular humanism. The core functions of the chaplain corps were changed and watered down until they were viewed by many as nothing more than therapists. Faith and virtue were traded for self-help.
I can attest to this. We had a chaplain when I was in. Really, I think the only time anyone really ever used him was kind of like a therapist, right? Not great. I don't know. I mean, he would go out and do like events and stuff, but the only time I ever saw anyone go talk to him like one-on-one, myself included, honestly, was to kind of use him as a therapist. It's not the intent, not the original intent of them.
Traded for self-help and self-care. We started correcting that drift then, and today we're going further. The crucible of combat tests more than the body. It tests conviction, character, and spirit. The military's chaplain corps serves as the spiritual and moral backbone of our nation's armed forces. Chaplains help forge spiritual readiness across the force. And that matters because in combat, in crisis, and in loss, a warfighter needs more than a coping mechanism. They need truth, big T truth. They need conviction. They need a shepherd. And as I've said before, spiritual health is equally important to a service member's physical and emotional health. This update is part of our efforts to return the chaplain corps to its core mission of serving the spiritual needs of our warfighters, 82% of whom identify as being religious. Today, I want to update you on two reforms we are undertaking to further make sure we're making the chaplain corps great again.
Okay.
In December, I told you that we were going to revamp the military's current faith and belief coding system, renaming it the Religious Affiliation Codes. The previous system had ballooned to well over 200 faith codes.
Wow.
200. It was impractical and unusable, and many codes were never used at all. An overwhelming majority of the military population used only 6 of the codes. Our internal review committee recommended that going forward, the department use 31 religious
so cut down from
codes.
200 to
This
31.
brings the codes in line with its original purpose, giving chaplains clear, usable information so they can minister to service members in a way that aligns with that service member's faith background and religious practice.
Yeah. Imagine being a chaplain. I don't know, say you're a Christian or even a Muslim chaplain or whatever, and you got some soldier comes up to you and they're like, I don't know, like I think Rastafarian is an actual thing, right? And say they're like Rastafarian or something, and they're looking for advice like rooted in Rastafarianism. Like, what would you even do? I don't know. Maybe that's one of the 31 they're keeping. I don't know, but I mean, when you have over like 200 of these to you know that you need to have some kind of knowledge base on that is quite a bit.
The second reform I want to tell you about today concerns chaplain rank insignia. The memo I will sign today directs chaplains, all of whom are officers, to replace the rank insignia on their uniforms with their religious insignia. Their rank.
You might not know this, but at least in the Army, I think Air Force as well. Is it like this in on Marine uniforms too? I don't know, but some of the services, I think most of them, they have their rank dead center on the chest, so it's right there front and center, so you can see. I'm pretty sure Marines do it too. I think they used to just have it on their collars, but now they have it on the chest too. So ranks dead center on your chest, and then the chaplains, they would have a little cross or whatever indicating their chaplain. I think it was on the left side, Army over your heart. Yeah, I think on the left side above the U.S. Army name tape or whatever name tape over. So imagine you're like a junior enlisted, brand new, like, I don't know, private or something, and you want to go, you're seeking some kind of spiritual help or something, or advice or something, and you don't know who to turn to. It's not something you want to trust to, I don't know, whoever, for whatever reason. So you go seek out the chaplain. You see your chaplain's like a major, that's like, what is that, an 04, officer rank, the number 4, and you're just this brand new private. I'm sure some of them could feel intimidated seeing that major rank. I know a lot of soldiers I worked with, and a lot of my peers were very intimidated by rank. I myself was very intimidated by people who were higher ranked than me. And then hell, when I tried not to be, because I said, hey, that's just another human being. My parents were both in. They finished at pretty high ranks. So personally, I know they're just normal people. So even on the occasions where, like when I was deployed, several times I just went and sat down and ate with a full bird colonel over there. He's sitting there with like no one else there, so I just figured I'd sit down and eat with him. So he's not sitting alone. I got flack for doing that because, hey, what are you doing? That's a full bird colonel. You can't just walk up to him and talk to him. Okay, so what the fuck do you want me to do? Do I talk to him? Do I treat him like a normal human being, or do I not? Do I walk on eggshells around him? Like, what the fuck do you want from me? So I don't know. That definitely seeing like higher rank than you could intimidate a lot of people. So I think it's a very good change to have them display just their chaplain insignia there instead of their rank. Although I mean, a number of chaplains they're quite older, especially a lot of the major chaplains I've seen. So I mean, people still know this is probably a high ranked person, but I mean, it's not going to be as blatant, So I think it's a good change. It could encourage a lot of people to open up more and seek that, whatever kind of help they need.
Will not be shown. This speaks, their rank will not be shown. This speaks to the difficult balance of the duality of a military chaplain. A chaplain is first and foremost a chaplain, and an officer second. This change is a visual representation of that fact. Specifically unique to the role of a chaplain, they are first and foremost called and ordained by God. And while they will retain rank as an officer, to those they serve, their rank will not be visible. Instead, they will be seen among the highest ranks because of their divine calling. This reform is intended to uplift and celebrate the chaplain's role as a chaplain. It also removes any unease or anxiety junior officers or enlisted personnel may have in approaching an officer, potentially a senior officer, for guidance on sensitive matters, such as addiction, relationships, or struggles with faith. These two reforms are big progress, but we're not even close to being done. These are the first steps toward restoring the esteemed position of chaplain as moral anchors of our fighting force. Theirs is a high and sacred calling, but they can only be successful if they're given the freedom to boldly guide and care for their flock. And to our chaplain, you have a sacred calling. So preach the truth, be steadfast in your faith, and shepherd the flock entrusted to you.
Cool. Yeah, great changes. Completely agree with all of it. Also,
instead, they will...
Can we just point out that Pete's hair looks phenomenal here? He's got a lot more gray hair than he used to when he first came in. But he looks great. Phenomenal. All right, second thing I wanted to look at. What's his position? What's your position again? It's like the Prime Minister or something of UAE. No, this is the Crown Prince of Dubai, which is the capital, I believe. No, Abu Dhabi's the capital, I think, of the United Arab Emirates. But this is the Crown Prince of Dubai, which is in the United Arab Emirates. Hamdan bin Mohammed. On Mother's Day in the United Arab Emirates, which was March 21st, he posted this. I think this was, yeah. He posted this. Let's go back here. First, he posted this. Says, mothers are the first... Oh, shoot, that's fine. Mothers are the first school for their children, the place where children learn belonging, responsibility, and the values that shape strong nations. Today, to mark Mother's Day, we have directed the Community Development Authority to adopt the title Generation Shaper instead of Housewife, in recognition of a role that no words or titles can truly capture. To all our mothers, thank you. You are the foundation of everything good. Happy Mother's Day. So now in Dubai, of the United Arab Emirates at least, I don't know if this applies to all of the UAE or just Dubai. I'm not really sure how it works over there. But at least in Dubai, instead of being known as housewives, they'll be known as generation shapers. And just the implications of that are so huge. Let's look at a couple of the comments. A beautiful and meaningful tribute recognizing mothers as generation shapers honors the depth of their influence and the strength they pour into every new life. This title reflects not just a role, but a legacy. Grateful for this acknowledgement and for all the mothers whose love quietly shapes our world. Yeah, spot on. Let's see. Beautifully said. Generation Shaper is a wonderful title that truly captures the immense contributions mothers make. Yep. This initiative will serve as an opportunity for society as a whole to reaffirm the importance of the role of mothers. Exactly. So everybody loves this. Everybody supports this. It's great. And then he did a second post pretty much saying the same thing, but included this video. I haven't taken a look at it yet, so let's take a look.
تقولين يا حمدان واقول يا لبيك غلا حن رعاده ولها لاح براقها خذاه الزمن من صغر سنه ما بين يديك سياسه وشعر وطير ومسرج وناقه يا ام الشيوخ بلاد زايد تفاخر فيك على درب فعل الخير خطوتك سباقه عسى الدار ما تفقدك والعين ما تبكيك ورا كل عملاق بصنع مجد عملاقه.
No clue what they said. Happy Mother's Day there in English though. Nice little video. And we'll read this too. The mother is the first school, and it is she who makes the beginning and draws the path, and instills in her children the meaning of belonging and responsibility, and the meaning of being worthy of their homeland's trust. Today, we at the Community Development Authority adopt the title Generation Maker instead of Housewife on World Mother's Day, in appreciation of her role which words cannot do justice, nor can titles encapsulate, for she is the maker of humanity, the maker of values, and the maker of the future. May every year find our mothers in good health, and every year find them the foundation of all goodness. Absolutely beautiful. Great change. I do feel like maybe like American Democrats would take issue with this because they've been rampaging against like the idea of a housewife for, I don't know, a decade or 2 decades or even longer now. And then they probably say, oh, what about house husbands or something? I don't know. I don't give a shit. I was going to talk about it a little bit, but it's just so exasperating that I don't even want to talk about it. So I don't know why I brought it up. Anyways, beautiful things happening. You love to see Pete Hegseth narrowing the scope of the chaplain corps to something more manageable, and that instead of like having a chaplain, has to worry about 200 different, religions or whatever they are. They have religious codes, right? So I'd assume that's one per religion, right? Having to, become an expert in so many things, most of which they're never even going to have to deal with or handle, right? Narrowing that scope so they can better perform their job. Oh, I keep clicking, I don't mean to. And then the changing of the term housewife to generation maker in Dubai. Beautiful stuff. Generation shaper, sorry. Beautiful stuff, love it. You love to see it. And it's good. I think when I see stuff like this, I do feel parts of the world at least are on the right track. Even in the U.S., though we're so divided and you have so many just disgusting, vile, terrible people who, in my personal opinion, we should send to an island, just like Britain did with Australia. Despite that, I do think we're heading in the right direction a little bit here. We'll see if we stay on that track or not, or if we revert to the wrong track again. But, good progress. And yeah, that's about it. Y'all take care. See you. Peace.